Hello everyone, welcome back to Foundations of Shorthand, and we are now in our week 13. So yan, nasa mga lessons na tayo for the finals. So I hope you were able to, matutunan yung mga previous mga lessons natin kasi syempre ginagamit pa rin natin yun as we go on with our next lessons. Okay? So before we move on, excuse me, please have with you your module so that you will have a guide in the discussion that we're going to have in this video. Okay? So for week 13, ang topic natin is another set of brief form, eliminated word phrases. When you say eliminated, may mga natatanggal na words within a phrase kapag sinulat mo siya in shorthand or sa steno. Okay? So yun yung tinatawag natin na eliminated word phrases. Blend symbol of the sounds of ted and dead and dit. So lahat ng T vowel D, D vowel D, and then D vowel T na mga sounds within a word, itra-transcribe natin, okay? And then, of course, differentiating between there na nandun and then there na sa kanila. Okay? So, ayan. So, first off, we're going to transcribe yung ating mga set of brief form. Set of brief forms natin. So, ayan. So, when we say brief forms, these are brief na form. These are words that has their own or special strokes na ginagamit since palagi silang ginagamit sa English language or English dialect. Kaya sila binigyan ni Greg ng sarili nilang strokes. Okay? Which is shorter than the normal way of writing it. So, ayan. So, first, we have doctor. So, as you can see here, doctor, during, and doctor na word, doctor na abbreviation, and then your during are in the same, kumbaga, group. So, that means that they are, or these words have the same stroke. So, yung ating DR, doctor, and during are stroked using the symbols of, nasobrahan. The strokes of D and R. Okay? So, we have D and R for during. Next. Okay, so next we have there and there. So, dito naman sa there and there, we've already discussed about the blend of N and D. Tama yung ND blend. ND ba yun? No, I'm sorry. We already discussed about the under TH pala. Okay, so yung under TH natin, na-discuss na natin yun, di ba? So, yun ang magre-represent ng ating there. Or yun yung brief form ng ating there and there. Na ano na naman tong ating electrical pen, electronic pen. So we have under TH. Ayan. Okay? So that is how you do there and there. And then we have office. Office is represented by your upward hook and your letter F. And then we have they. So yung ating they is represented by your over TH and then your letter E symbol. Okay, so para matulungan kayo na kumbaga ma-familiarize sa day, remember the, 'di ba? Usually nagagamit naman ninyo yung the. So maybe I hope that you are already familiar with the stroke the, which is your over TH, 'di ba? Now you just add the E para nang sa ganon maging sound ni they or maging stroke ni they yung stroke ninyo na the. Okay? Kasi meron na naman tayong under TH, right? So, nakakahilo na kapag wala kang technique na fino-formulate para nang sa ganun ma-memorize mo yung ating mga strokes. So, ayun, sa akin lang naman, yun yung ginawa ko dati, kaya naging familiar ako. Instead of, kasi there's a tendency na gagawin mo yan eh. Yung under TH and then E for they. Pero, ayan, as I've said, mas mabuti na ang isipin mo, familiar ka na sa the, now you just put an E, that will be your stroke for they. And then yung there, yun yung under TH. There and there. There and there. Yun, okay? Next, we have was. So, please bear in mind that Greg Steno is an Englishman, right? So, hindi nila sinasabi as we say it, yung was as was. They pronounce it as was. It's was. Okay, so now, since that is how they pronounce it, that is how it was stroked. Nakuha ba? Kasi nga, di ba, you write what you hear. Now, when they say was, they say it as, or they pronounce it as was. Therefore, when you stroke it, it's U and, or yung upward hook natin, and then S. So, that is how you stroke was. Okay? Next, we have where. Where are you? Where is where? Okay? So, where, when you say where, though you see it as E yung nandun, pero yung pronunciation is where, di ba? Where. So, you stroke yung A na sound on yung air. Where. It's A. Right? So, yun yung ating magiging brief form symbol for where. It's A and R. Next, we have yesterday. So, yesterday is represented by your E, S, and T. So, yesterday is stroke as est. Okay, reminding that these words that we are stroking here are brief forms. So, it does not necessarily have to kumbaga, ano yung tawag doon? Ano yung term nila doon? Hindi, it doesn't have to be like buo yung word. Hindi. Kasi nga brief form, di ba? Next, we have one and one. So, one and one is represented by your downward hook, followed by your end stroke. So, okay, those are our brief forms. So, we have doctor, DR. Doctor, DR, and during is represented by your D and R. And then your there and there is represented by your TH. And then your office is represented by off, upward hook, and letter F. And then we have day, which is represented by your the and your E, which is an over TH and E symbol, which is a small circle. And then yung ating was, which is represented by your upward hook and S. And then your where, which is represented by your A and R. And then yesterday is represented by your EST. Est, yesterday. Next and last is your one and one. So one and one have the same stroke, which is your under TH and N. Okay, so I hope nasundan ninyo yon. Now let's move on to our brief form derivatives. Of course, pero wait. Yeah, we have brief form derivatives. Of course, kung meron tayong mga brief forms, we also have the brief form derivatives. Ano ba yung brief form derivatives? These are words that are derived from the words in our brief forms. Diba? Ang dali. Ang dali i-memorize. Derivatives eh. Okay, next we have doctors. So, doctors, nandito naman na sa taas, di ba yung doctor natin is DR. Now, let's just add S kasi doctors siya. So, we have D, R, and S. Okay? Next, we have offices. So, we already have office, which is represented by our U and F. Or, no. I'm sorry. Upward hook and F. And then, let's just add S. So, we have office, says. Okay, now ones. So we have one. Now let's add S. Ones. Okay? So, ayan. Next, di ba? Andali. We have our brief form phrases. Ano naman yung mga brief form phrases? Hindi basta phrase na may brief form. Brief form phrase joke. Hindi. Ayan. Pero, di ba? Yeah, tama. Basta yung mga, when you say brief form phrases, this consists of two or more brief forms that are, kumbaga magkakasunod. Two or more brief forms na magkakasunod. So, ayan, sinu-shortcut nila yung mga yan. Or sometimes, they are also included, or there are also words that are included. Yun yung mga tinatawag natin na theory words. So, na may na-discuss tayo before na ganun. So, let's concentrate on this one first. So, we have, there is. So there, nasan yung there natin? It's under TH, and then is represented by your S stroke. So how do we do it? We put TH and S together. Okay, so that is how you stroke your there is. Now, let's put there and was together to make the there was phrase. So, we have TH, upward hook, S. There was. Next, we have I was. So, we have I, which is represented by our big stroke of circle, and then was, which is represented by the upward hook, and then your letter S. So that is how you do your I was. Next, we have it was. So we have it, which is represented by your slanting line na maliit, your T stroke, and then we have was, upward hook, and your letter S. Okay, so that is how you do I was, I was, and it was. Next, here is. Here is represented by your here as a word. Here. We have here, ER, and then is. And then we have your H, which is a period. So here is. Now, as you can see here, it could be possible na ang word na itra-transcribe mo with this brief form phrase is hers. Okay? Hers. Hers. Hindi here is. So, ano na naman yung gagawin natin? Common sense. So, may nag-message nga sa akin na, ma'am, nauubos na yata yung common sense ko. Ako din, ubos na ko yung aking common sense. But anyway, ayan, mag-strive tayo, ha? Please be with me until the end of this subject. Yan, matututunan din. Pasasaan ba't matututunan natin ito? So, as I've said, use your common sense. For example, here is my location. Diba? For example, yung sentence mo is, here is my location. And then, you went on and transcribe it or sinulat mo siya using shorthand writing. Using shorthand writing. Ngayon, kailangan mo nang i-transcribe ulit yung sinulat mo sa shorthand writing into longhand. Kasi nga, di ba, natapos mo na siyang, let's say, it's a dictation. Dictation of your boss. So, sinabi dun sa letter ni boss na, here is my location, churva, churva. And then, you're going to, while your boss is dictating, you are, writing it down using shorthand writing. Now, syempre, hindi mo naman pwedeng shorthand writing na isend yung letter, right? So, itra-transcribe mo yun ngayon sa longhand. So, nakita mo yung here is my address. Alangan naman na sabihin mo doon na yung gagamitin mo is yung here's my address. Here's my address. Will that make sense? Of course not. So, yun yung sinasabi ko na tignan ninyo kung ano yung mas appropriate na gamitin doon sa sentence ninyo. Okay? So, ayan. Next, we have here are. So, we have here ER, and then R is represented by your another R, and then let's put your period. So, here are. Okay, so it's ERR and then your letter H. Next is there. Is represented by your S stroke, and there is represented by your under TH. Okay? And then, ulitin natin. We have S and there. Yan, nakuha po. Next, we have they are. So, your they is represented by the which is an over TH, and then your E, and then your R. Okay, so that is how you stroke your the. Wait lang. Butasan natin sa gitla. Butasan sa gitla para makita ninyo. Ayan. So, yan. Ulitin natin. Ulitin na nga lang natin, pero hindi pa rin kasi magkakaroon ng butas sa gitna yan. Okay, so there we have they. Bakit wala siyang curve? Wait lang. Ulitin natin ulit. They. T-H-E-R. So, nakita ba ninyo kung paano ko siya ginawa? Okay, so, ayan. That is how you stroke they are. Next, we have they are not. So, they are not. Not, which is represented by your N stroke. Next, they will. So, we have they and then will. Will and well is represented by your L stroke. Next, they will be. So, we have they will and then be. Be, open parenthesis. Next, they will not. So, we have they will not. So, if you're, ayan, so they will not. Kapag ka they will not be, then ilagay mo lang ulit yung be doon sa after ng N. Okay? So, ayan. Next. Nakuha ba? Okay. Next, we have control N. Control N. Control N. Ayan. Next, we have the eliminated word phrases. So, ano yung ibig sabihin ng eliminated word phrases? These are phrases wherein you eliminate words from it when you transcribe it into shorthand. So, an example of this is one of them. Ayan. So, para maintindihan, when you say one of them, pag ito nakita ninyo sa mga outlines, then this means that this is one of them. Tinanggal nila yung we have one and then them. One of the pala. I'm sorry. We have one and then the. So, as you can see, tinanggal nila yung of. One the. One of the. So, bakit ganun? Hindi ko alam. Pero kung bakit ganyan is because, yun nga, sinabi natin that the use of shorthand writing is to gain speed in writing, right? So, for them to be able to gain more speed in writing, yung mga familiar or yung mga gamit na mga phrases din, ganyan. Tinatanggal na nila yung mga other words. So, tulad ng of. Wanda. Pwede bang sa English language sabihin mong wanda, di ba? It's kumbaga, it's wrong. So, they know that they have to put of in between it. So, yung on ay one of the. Ganon din yung one of them. Alangan namang one them, di ba? So, parang ginagamit lang nila yung logic nila or ginagamit nila yung common sense nila na alam nila na hindi tama yung grammar na yon. So, when they transcribe it to longhand, yun nga, ginagamit na nila yung common sense. Alam naman nila na hindi tama yung one them na yun yung itra-transcribe or hindi tama yung one them na gamitin sa sentence. So, inaayos na nila when they are transcribing it back to longhand. Okay? So, ayan. One of them. So, we have one and then them. Okay? So, them is ano yung them? DM. DM-TM blend. Okay? Next, one of our. So, 1 hour. Magiging 1 hour. So, pwede namang maging 1 hour yan. But, as I've said, tignan na lang ninyo dun sa pagkagamit dun sa sentence. Okay? Kung yung 1 hour ba or 1 of hour yung tinutukoy dun or yung kailangan sa sentence. Next, we have up to date. Up date. So, tinanggal ulit yung to. Okay? So, ayan. Yan. Next. Let's go to our new set of strokes. So, we have Control N muna natin to. Next, we have our TED, DIT sounds. So, first, we have the TED words. Okay, TED words muna tayo. So, explain ko lang yung tawag nito. Explain ko lang yung how do you stroke it. Nandiyan naman sa inyong module, pero ayan, sabi nga dyan sa inyong module, T is represented by your small slanting line, di ba? And then your D is represented by your long slanting line. So ngayon, pag samahin mo yan, magiging dan. Yan. So yan yung magiging, stroke ng ating TED, dead, dit. Basta, as long as, ayan, ano na naman tayo. So, when you say, yung shorthand writing ni Greg Steno, di ba? Yung steno ni Greg, ang differences ng mga strokes is on the size or on the length, tama? So yung T natin is short slanting line, short forward slanting line. Next, yung D natin is a little bit longer na forward slanting line kesa sa T. Ngayon, yung combination naman or yung blend natin ng TD, make sure na mas mahaba siya compared dun sa D stroke ninyo. Okay? So, yun yung classification or yun yung identify. Ganun mo siya ma-identify sa length. Okay? So, kung titignan mo dun sa mga previous strokes mo, mahaba na si D. Tama? So, make sure na kapag ginamit mo yung TD blend, make sure na mas mahaba siya compared dun sa D stroke. Yun lang naman. Okay? So, ayan. Let's do the rabadabango. So, first we have started. Is started. So, we have is. We have the sound of S. And then we have the tar. T-A-R. And then we have the TED. Make sure nakita yung ulitin natin. We have S, and then we have T, and then we have A, then we have R, then we have TD. Okay. Next, we have listed. So, listed, we have L, and then we have E, and then we have S, and then we have TD. Listed. Tama? Next, we have rested. So, we have R, and then E, and then S, and then TED. Habaan mo pa ng konti. Yan. Next, we have omitted. Ay! Wait, bakit rested? Drafted pala. I'm sorry. Drafted pala. So, drafted, we have dra. Wait lang. Drafted, we have D. So, dito na yun na makikita yung difference ng inyong D and TD. TD blend. We have D. We have R. We have A, dra. And then F. And then TED. See? Mas mahaba yung TD kesa sa D. Next, we have omitted. So, we have O. And then we have M. And then we have E. And then we have TED. Next, we have rested. Ito na yung rested kanina. We have Re. And then we have S. Wait. Yeah. And then we have T. D. TD. Rested. Next, tested. We have T. And then E, S. And then D. TD. Today. Okay, so ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na today. You say today. Today. Hindi siya today. It's today. So, we have TD and then A. Okay? Today. We have TD and A. Next, study, study. Study, study. So, it's the same stroke. Hindi mo naman kasi sinasabi na study or study. No, it's study. Are you studying? Diba? Study. We have S, TD, E. Yan. Next, we have acted. Act, A, K, T, D. Acted. Accepted. We have accepted. Wait. So we have ak, the ak sound for accepted, ak, and then sep. Wait. We have ak, and then sep, and then ted. Okay, so explanation. Ma'am, bakit left S yung ginamit at hindi right S? Kasi po yung susunod dun sa S na consonant is P. And your P is your, kumbaga, nasa left half siya nung circle, di ba? Left half. So, since left yung susunod kay S, aside from the circles ha, since yung susunod is P, kaya mo ginamit yung left S. Kasi nga, yung susunod is another left stroke. Okay? So, I hope you understood that. Next, we have studied. So, we have the study there. Now, we have studied. Studied. So, we have stud. We have S. TD. And then E. And then D. So, that's how you do studied. Okay? So, ayan. Next, let's move on to our next set of words, which is yung ating dead words. Dead naman ngayon. Tapos na tayo sa TED, ngayon sa dead naman. Dead. Okay. Ayan. So, the same pa rin yung stroke natin dito, ha? Kaya nga natin sila pinagsama-sama. We said that this stroke represents tid, dead, dit. Okay? Magkakasama yan. Tid, dead, dit. As long as it involves T and D, T and D, ayan, yun yung ginagamit natin. The T and D and D and D. D and D. Yun yung, basta, tid, dead, dit. Magkakasama yan. So, kapag yun yung tunog na narinig mo within a sentence or within a word, then that means ang gagamitin mo na stroke is yung ating TD blend. Inuulit ko, it's tid, dead, dit. Madali lang naman siyang ikabesa. Tid, dead, dit. Parang binaliktad mo lang yung TD, di ba? TD, DD, and DT. Yan. Next, we have the dead words. So, first, guided. So, guide, though you have you there in the spelling of guided, pero when you pronounce it, it's only the long I sound that is being heard when you say the word guided. Therefore, you have to stroke it the same way. So, we have guy, which is yung ating G, and yung ating I. And then we have dead. Mas islant, ulitin natin. We have G, and then we have I, and then we have TD for the dead stroke. Next, we have needed. So, we have knee, and bakit ang haba? Again, we have N, and then we have E, and then we have dead. Needed. Parang ang laki. Ano ba yan? Wait lang, ha? Palitan natin yung ating pen. Let's make it into this one. So, needed. We have need. N, E, dead. Needed. Okay? Yan, needed. Next, ayusin na lang ninyo sa ano ninyo kasi sa papel ninyo. Oh, medyo hindi na nagmamalfunction na naman yung aking pen. Next, we have added. Ayusin na nga lang natin. Ayusin na nga lang din natin. Ayan. So, we have needed and E-D. Okay, mag-erase na lang tayo. Erase na lang. Wait lang, ha. Okay. Yan. Next, we have added. So, we have add, a, and then you're dead. I'm not saying that you're dead. And then dead. Next, we have graded. So, we have GR for grr, and then A, grr. So, we have G, we have R, we have A, then we have dead. Next, dead. Of course, dead. D lang yan, dead. Next, we have deadline. So, we have dead. And then, of course, you add your line. L-I-N. Okay. Next, we have deduct. Deduct. So, we have dead. And then, act. We have dead. And then, act. Okay. Ayan. Next, we have deduction. So, deduct. And then, your shown. Shown, di ba? Downward na slanting line. Next, provided. So, we have prov. P-R, upward hook. And then, vi. V-I. And then, dead. Okay, ulitin natin. So, provided, we have P, and then R, and then O, pro. Tama? That's pro. And then we have vi for V, and then I, and then we have your dead. So, that is how you stroke provided. Okay? So, ayan. Next, we have our last set of words, which is your dit. Dit words. Control, and na natin. Back na lang kayo pagka may mga hindi kayo naintindihan. Okay? So, ayan. First, we have credit. So, k. And then, re. Ano ba yan? K, re, and then, dit. Next, we have credited. So, we have k, re, dit, ted. Tama ba? Wait, credited. Yes, credited. So, this is what you call a jog. Okay? Ito yung tinatawag nila na jog. Yung, ano na yan, yung maliit na stroke na yan. So, that will show you that there is another D there. There is another D. So, yung jog is used to show na, or used to separate yung kapag ka may magkasunod na the same stroke. So, tulad ng ating TED, di ba, yung ating, or DIT, okay. So, yung ating DIT there, and then we also have another, ano ba, paano ko ba i-explain? So, di ba, meron na tayong slanting line kasi na TED. And then, we again are going to have the D. D there. Kasi nga, we omit yung E dito. So, credited. Tama? Na-omit yung letter E doon. So, instead of putting a letter E para i-distinguish na merong D after nung TED or nung DIT, ang gagamitin natin is yung jog. So, this is to separate the same strokes para nang sa ganun, ma-distinguish mo na merong another stroke after it. Kasi kung wala siyang jog, di ba, dediretso ka lang na ganyan. So, hindi mo, so, you, paano ko ba i-explain? So, parang, or, you might transcribe this as just DIT. Okay? Hindi mo madidistinguish na, meron palang D doon. So, yun yung gamit ng jog. Para nang sa ganun, ipakita na there is another stroke that is the same with the previous stroke. I hope you understood. So, parang yung credited, di ba? Credit, and then there's another D. So, para makita mo na meron siyang other D, kasi baka, di ba, sabihin mo na credit lang yon. Well, in fact, it's credited. Kailangan mong gumamit ng jog. Yeah, I hope you understood. Next, we have audit. So, audit is represented by your O, which is an upward hook. and then yung D ninyo, which is TD, the blend of TD. Next, we have audited. We have O, and then D, and then your jog, and then another D. So that is how you do audited. Next, auditor. So we have audit, and then R, auditor. Edit. We have E, and then we have D. Next, we have editor. So we have edit, and then add your R. Okay? Next, we have detail. Detail. So we have dit, and then your ale. A-L. Next, debt. Though it's debt, but when you pronounce it, it's debt, right? So it's going to be represented by your DT. Okay, so now let's move on to what you sabi is, ay, nandiyan naman pala sa module ninyo, sabi dyan, note, a jog is used to distinguish the strokes that goes in the same direction when used consecutively in a word. Example is demonstrated in the word credited and of course yung audited. So ayan, nandiyan naman pala yung meaning ng jog. Ano ba yan? Next, differentiating there and there. So this is the last part of our lesson. So there is a function word used to introduce a thought at that place. A thought at that place. For example, there should be a place listed for the meeting. So there, tinuturo lang naman dito na yung there is you're pertaining to a certain position or certain location, di ba? There, doon. Ngayon, when you say there naman, it pertains to a possessive, sabi dyan, possessive pronoun na ang sinasabi sa kanila. Sa kanila yun, there. Okay? So, yun lang naman ang gustong i-explain sa atin ng libro na there, kumbaga, lugar or posisyon, nandun, doon lang. And then, when you say there, sa kanila yun. Pagmamayari nila. Okay? So, I think that ends our discussion for this video. But before I end this video, gusto ko lang na i-discuss sa inyo yung inyong activity 3. So, ano sinasabi dito? Prepare a yellow pad that is folded lengthwise. Alam naman niyo yung lengthwise, di ba? Uso yan nung high school. Ngayon, use the left side for writing the shorthand and the right side for writing in longhand. So, ano yung mangyayari? Magpo-post ako ng video or ng voice clip or video clip sa GC wherein I'm going to read maybe a letter or a memo, and then you're going to listen to it once. Pero I know naman, hindi ko naman kayo maho-hold kapag gusto ninyong ulitin 3 times, 4 times yung listening to the video clip, di ba? So, ayan, basta pakinggan muna ninyo. And then, if you think you're ready, kunin ninyo yung inyong papel, kunin ninyo yung inyong ballpen, and then, i-play ninyo yung video or yung voice clip. And then, habang nag-play yung voice clip, try your hardest to take down note using your shorthand writing. Doon sa left half nung papel. Okay? Malinaw po ba? So, kapag ka-play ninyo yung audio or yung video clip, isulat din ninyo sa papel, which is in the left side nung papel, yung mga sinasabi ko doon using shorthand writing. And then, after ninyong is-transcribe or isulat yung kung ano yung sinabi ko or yung dinictate ko doon sa video clip or doon sa voice clip, in your left part of the folded paper, pumunta naman kayo ngayon doon sa right. Kung ano yung mga transcribe ninyo on the left part, yun yung mga words na itra-translate ninyo into longhand. Okay? So, can you imagine it? Ihatiin, hindi naman sa hatiin, di ba? I-fold lang ninyo yung papel lengthwise, and then buksan ninyo, and then on the left part, doon ninyo isusulat yung, kumbaga, iti-take down note yung mga dinidictate ko doon sa video clip or doon sa audio clip using your shorthand writing. Ngayon, after nung audio clip, of course, tatapusin na ninyo yung pagsusulat using shorthand writing, right? And now, the next step is for you to transcribe your notes on the left part of the paper into longhand and write it down on the right part of the folded paper. Okay? And then, of course, you're going to submit your paper to your instructors, who is ako, of course, malamang. So, ayan, that's it, everyone. Thank you for listening and watching this video. I hope I was able to guide you through our module and, of course, to make you understand how you're going to do activity 3 in our module. So, ayan, I hope to see you in our next video. Good day and God bless.